Okay, so to avoid confusion, The Handmaid's Tale actually dropped 3 different types of promotions on us, all on Super Bowl Sunday. The first was a teaser for the Super Bowl teaser for season 3. I am not a fan of formats where you're teasing for a teaser. It feels like it's going to eventually get to the point where we're teasing for the teaser that's teasing for the teaser, if that makes any sense. But it's the worst. It's very aggressive, annoying advertising and scheming. I don't like it. But I did like this first little bit we got because it showed June as a Martha. So that's some big information for season 3. Our first glimpse at her back in Gilead and what she's up to and what her plan of attack is. And it's cool to see her in a different outfit like that. So then during the big game, we got the official teaser for season 3. And what it's running off of is an old Ronald Reagan ad campaign. It's Morning Again in America. And it's playing off those words. It's got the same music and vibe of that old commercial. But already a little disappointed that they're starting with old footage. But it still works because it's showing you almost taking a diss at Ronald Reagan's time. Oh, the messed up stuff we saw in Gilead in season 1 and 2 is alluding to that time in America in certain aspects. It's obviously a stretch and it's dramatized, but it works. But then in the middle of that, it's cool because they do this effect where they put on that deep voice and it's like, it's Morning Again in America. And that really worked because it perfectly flipped to it going to like horror all of a sudden, which I loved. And that's where we got some shots of season 3. Really interesting one was Serena and being in front of that whole fire. But obviously the iconic moment we got here in the teaser was seeing all these handmaids at the Washington Monument, which is now a cross representing Gilead, which I saw a lot of people actually not too crazy about because Gilead's supposed to be fully into the Old Testament, so it felt a little weird that something from the New Testament was their symbol. But then I saw someone counteract that argument with, oh, but the cross is still looked down as a sign of shame and sin, and they're using it in a messed up way towards these people they suppress. So I see both angles. That didn't really bother me. I think it worked. It's always really cool and haunting and chilling when they take real iconic landscapes in America and Gilead it up. It's giving a fresh feel to this season coming up and what we might see, and finally get into the nitty-gritty of Gilead and what's it like in that Washington, D.C. area. And this ends with June's face on the steps facing out to this cross with the narration, "Wake up America, morning's over." Again, taking a stab a bit at the Reagan politics here and also kind of jumping into the current day politics and where kind of America's divided. Now, what was disappointing about this teaser was not getting a lot of footage, but what's good about that is it's not showing too much, but now I think it went too extreme the other way where we got very, very little, and it felt too influenced by Hulu because the clear strategy here is let's show some stuff from season 1 and 2 and let's make this as politically relevant to the times now as possible, so when people see it during the Super Bowl who don't watch the show might be like, oh, I agree with that political stance, or I feel that vibe. This is how I feel now in current times. This show talks about this, a revolt towards a really corrupt government. So that's the angle it was pulling to suck people into the show, but it was less to serve fans already of the show. They kind of ignored that to me. So it was very, very all about the marketing here, and obviously that's a teaser's job, but I thought it should have had a little more of a balance of, oh, also serve the current fans up and not just make this super why everyone in the world should watch the show and why it's so with the times. It was a little forced. So what's really confusing though is if you go on YouTube and go to Hulu's channel, they also released a trailer, but it's not a trailer for season 3. It's actually labeled as a trailer for The Handmaid's Tale, which is also kind of silly. So they're, again, just advertising the show as a whole there. So it's kind of trickery. Again, with the rehashed footage. But I actually like the line here better. That was at the same scene we saw season 3 in this trailer at Washington Monument with the cross. And this time the narration changes with June. She says, they should have never given us uniforms if they didn't want us to be an army. This is a great example of The Handmaid's Tale writing at its best. This felt more written like the show and less written by an advertising team, which the Wake Up America felt like. So I really actually like this more, and it hit the soul of Handmaid's Tale fans a little better, I thought, and got me very excited for season 3. So I actually wish they had used that for the Super Bowl. But again, I get it. This is all strategy here. They're trying to grab the normal crowd into this crazy show, and us loyal diehard fans gotta go watch it on YouTube because they know we'll go there to watch this full trailer. So if you haven't, watch it. So those are my thoughts about the teaser for the teaser, the actual teaser, and then the trailer for the actual show as a whole, not season 3. But I'm excited. I mean, it's way overdue. Something that does piss me off is it said soon, so we got no date here. I was hoping that we might get an April release like last year, but that's not looking good. What worries me is they casted Elizabeth Reeser, who I love, Shirley from Haunting of Hill House, but she tweeted she landed in Canada like 4 days ago. So they're obviously just filming her scenes, and even if they're little scenes, that means they're not on that kind of pace to just quickly edit this all together, make sure it's tight, and have it up on Hulu, unless they filmed it episode by episode and they actually have a couple ready. I doubt that though. So I'm feeling a summer release here, especially because we've seen such little footage as well. That's never a great sign either. But we'll see. They're building up the hype train. The show's getting bigger and bigger every day by word of mouth. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. It's cool that June has got that Martha outfit on. That was really exciting too. And this army effect, the biggest complaint season 2 got was, okay, we need more wins for June. We need more revolt. And they're showing you here like, oh, it's happening. Like, this is the war now. So it's exciting stuff. I think season 3 is going to be really good. And I'm excited to just really get more into Gilead here. And I'm excited to do reviews for you guys. I miss being the Handman. So if it's the first time you're watching me, please subscribe so you don't miss one of my Handmaid Tales reviews. I'll be doing all of season 3, and I do a bunch of other shows as well. And please follow me at SteveVarley1 on Twitter and Instagram for more of me. And also let me know what you thought of this teaser, trailer, whatever you want to call it, conundrum that Hulu made for the Super Bowl. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I read every comment and try to respond as many as I can. And I can't wait to see you next time, and I can't wait to see you for season 3.